Hey everybody, o.g.transporter 828 here, and here we are with the promised video that we were talking about earlier, right, that I told you we would do. So here is my unit. This is the Uniden PC76XL, and this bad boy isn't even made anymore, and it has been turned up and modified and customized like you wouldn't even believe. Let's go down here for just a second and take a look at this. This microphone is an A-static, right? This A-static is a noise canceling microphone, one of the best in the business, if not the best in the business. This company has been around since I think the 40s or the 50s, making microphones for stage performances and everything else, right? And as you can see, it's made in Palmyra, Pennsylvania. Yeah, that's right. It's US made. So we like that a whole lot. We also have an A-static external speaker there, and this gear keeper, okay, also made here in the US. It's a great thing because you can use this and it keeps your situation out of your way, basically is what it does. So let's turn this bad boy on for just a second so you can see what's happening here. All right, right now we have it on channel 19. Let me explain this. The reason why these guys are up here is because this doesn't take up all of the space, as you can see, in this cabinet, and the strap wasn't good enough for me because I needed this angled somewhat towards me in the truck as I'm driving, and I didn't want this to be straight ahead because I really couldn't see what channel I'm on over there or anything like that. So right now we have it set up on bright. Well, let's go over the switches really quickly, okay? The CBs, they're not intimidating. It just seems like it because it's a bunch of knobs and buttons and stuff like that. But obviously, there's your volume, there's your squelch. I'll tell you what that is right now. Let's turn up the volume for just a second. Now, here's what that means. I have this squelch wide open. In other words, it's going to receive everything that's within this radio bandwidth, okay? And this channel that I'm on is going to receive everything. It's wide open. I'll get things from far distances away or things close up at the same time. The way you deal with the squelch is you turn it clockwise until the noise goes away. Come back, and that's how you adjust your threshold on your squelch, okay? So I call it a highway channel because while you're on the highway, you don't have to have this wide open doing a bunch of crazy stuff. You can just sit there and put it where you need to put it. Over here to the mic gain. This is what this operates off of. This is not a power mic. It doesn't have batteries in it, but this is your volume for your output of your voice on the microphone. The RF gain, radio frequency gain. This is the volume in addition to this one. This is the volume that also is coming in your radio frequency range. This delta tune, I've had that modified. This is where I got this customization that I told you about. It used to be used to fine tune frequencies when somebody sounded like they were far, I don't know, scratchy, far away. I mean, this is an AM radio, and AM doesn't sound like FM radio. FM radio sounds all nice and warm and great and clear, and AM radio sounds noisy and scratchy. Well, your delta tune helps you get that under control when you're dealing with an older style radio or people who are using older style radios that use crystals to tune in. I don't want to get too bogged down with all of that, right? But I've had this modified, and this is what I use now for my echo and for my reverb. So this is what I've had my delta tune changed to. And this last knob over here, as you can see, it says SWR and calibration. Now what that is dealing with is tuning the radio. Now you see here, you see that in the green it says SWR. See the other one in the green, it says RF. And see the part in the red that says cal. calibration. See that right there? Okay. That's all about setting up your radio. I'm not going to get into that right now because I want to keep this as short as possible. We're already over 5 minutes. So this is what I'm doing and how I have it set up. And you can go to different channels with the channel selector there. Okay, that's what that's all about. Everybody's asleep right now where I am in the truck stop, and nobody's talking to anybody. I don't blame them because there's not a lot to talk about. All you'll hear is a bunch of snoring. Okay, so there we go with that. That's it for now as far as the radio setup is concerned. Now let's talk about all of this gadgetry I got going on here. What is this all about? Well, this here keeps the cable from getting stretched all out of shape and becoming disgusting and unusable, and then you have to replace your microphone cable, right? So instead of dealing with all of that, I take precautions to start with and make sure that I'm not stretching it out to the point of no return. So here it is down here, and you can see that it goes without any problem, and I come back and there we are. I can also reset it and do whatever it is I want to do. So I can keep my cable looking nice and clean and everything else. This little deal right here on the microphone, this little half partial circle thing, that's where you put your lip, so that you're not too far away when you're talking on the radio. You're not too far away and everybody can hear you clearly, but you're not also doing the rapper special, which is like covering the mic and putting the mic up to your mouth and all of that. You don't have to do that. You can just have it right there within close proximity to your upper lip while you're talking, and you're good to go. This is the push to talk button, and that's pretty much it as far as everything goes. It's pretty simple to get used to and to use. The reason why I have this speaker there is because this is a down firing speaker that's underneath, and the way I have this set up, I really wouldn't be able to hear properly, and I want to hear the wonderful things that people are saying to me. So because I do, this is how it works. I get my speaker here and I can hear a lot better, and it works out well. This is also set up where you could use a PA if you wanted to, where you could tell people how wonderful they're driving. You switch this button right here where it says CB, there's my finger, CB, and then under there, PA. Just switch it down, it goes to PA. Let me talk to you really quickly about this Channel 9. Channel 9 is used and monitored by law enforcement, and it is also used and monitored by highway services and other emergency services. Okay, it's not to be played with. It really isn't. It's not a good idea to clown around with it on Channel 9. Plenty of people do it, and just because you don't get caught doesn't mean that you're not going to get caught. So Channel 9 is for emergencies, and that's what it's designed for, and that's why it's there, and you see these on CB radios. A CB radio is a real thing, very important to have, and the point of CB, meaning Citizens Band, you didn't have to get a license. You didn't have to go through testing to become an operator for one of these like you do with the ham radio and that type of thing. Oh, also, I forgot to mention one other thing. The antenna that I'm using. Here's what the antenna that I'm using is. And I'll show you a live picture of it mounted on the truck sometime tomorrow. I'm not going to bother to do that now. It's nighttime out, and you can get a better look at it in the daytime. But you see the picture there, and what that is a K40. That particular antenna I have, you don't have to have that kind of antenna. The reason why you don't have to have it is because that antenna also works for ham radio. It works in a 10-meter range. That's another technical thing. I don't want to get all into all about that. But back to this, you can have a better antenna for your purposes, okay? and you don't have to spend the money that one costs. You know, you can just have a good antenna and be a very happy person. CBs go out for about 4 miles, pretty much. You can reach somebody about 4 miles away, generally speaking. If that channel is crowded, you can ask them, whoever it is you're talking to, and you start to lose them, you can ask them simply, hey, can we go up a couple of channels, and you go up to channel 21, or you go down, you know, can we go down to channel 15, or let's, you know, go around. So you have that kind of thing. Okay, now one last thing. Let me overload your mind one final time, right? So what this is all about is these channels 1 through 40, their frequency ranges, and unless you really want to know about that kind of stuff, I don't have to tell you. You can find it on YouTube all day long. You can find frequencies and everything else that you need to know. I just want you to understand that it's good to have a CB radio as a professional driver, because you absolutely need one. Okay, you'll see that when it comes up on many different occasions, on many different videos. While I'm driving and I'm doing a video, so often this comes into play with my communication. You've seen it in one already, and it'll happen again and again on the other videos that I post. So you guys just enjoy yourselves, understand what it's all about, and one of these days you'll feel really confident about calling yourself a professional, because a professional stands out from the crowd really easily. Okay, that's it for now. Transporter 828 OG. I'm out for now. You guys have a good, safe day, good, safe night, good, safe drive. All right, we'll talk to you later. Woo.